Hi, if you don't know me, I love Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts as a series has to be one of my favorite games of all time, besides maybe Pokemon for being so for real. So I decided that we are going to stream all of the Kingdom Hearts games before remembering. Well, I can't cartwheel away on. Hit it. Oh my god! You're right. So instead, I decided to make a 90+ slideshow detailing the plot of Kingdom Hearts 1, as well as some of my gripes. And here's how that went. Called Kingdom Hearts 1, a summary mostly from memory. So before we get into the plot, we gotta go over the rules. AKA some things you just kind of have to accept about the series. We're being so for real. Number 1, hearts are not actually hearts. In Kingdom Hearts, when we refer to hearts, we are talking about a metaphorical heart, something that I guess would be more considered a soul if we were talking like regular people. Less of an organ that pumps actual blood. 2, light equals good and dark equals bad. Kingdom Hearts gets a lot of shit for its like convoluted story, but at its core, Kingdom Hearts is basically just a story about good versus evil, and you know, some other things to note. When we're talking about light, we are talking about not quite like we're not talking just like in terms of metaphor. We're also talking about like tangible forces and also like tangible realms and maybe even like tangible human characters. But you know, like that part's a little bit confusing because the Kingdom Hearts franchise has not explained that yet. But light equals good, dark equals bad. Number 3, if you lose your heart, you become one of these guys called a heartless, right? And when you lose your heart and become a heartless, that is not the same thing as dying. And number 4, Keyblades do quite a lot of things. They are in fact big keys that do like actual key things, like unlock things, but they also do lots of metaphorical things, like wake people up. I wish I was joking, guys. Remember that Kingdom Hearts is a crossover between Final Fantasy and Disney, so you will in fact be seeing the cast of various Final Fantasy characters and the fleet of Disney characters, but Kingdom Hearts centers its original characters first and foremost, so honestly don't expect a lot from these guys. They're cameos in a different story. Okay, so getting into our story. We start in a world called Destiny Islands, a cluster of islands, but we really only care about one island, the iconic one. And actually, we really only care about 3 characters who frequent this island. Sora, the happy-go-lucky protagonist, Riku, the moody, edgy best friend, and Kairi, the girl. I wish that wasn't her personality, but at least for this game, it is. So if you know anime, you definitely already know these the archetypes of these characters. But finding their set of islands boring, they build a raft with the intent to sail away on a grand adventure. But then, the night before they're about to sail off, with like 2 coconuts and a dream, it gets all stormy, and all of a sudden, these guys start appearing on the island, and you have to fight them with your wooden sword that does actually 0 damage. And so Sora tries to fight them off with this super useless weapon of a wooden sword, until boom, Keyblade appears, and surprise, Sora's the Chosen One, because yes, Kingdom Hearts is also a Chosen One story, kind of. So Sora beats up some Heartless, and then Riku, who's also on the island when it's dark and stormy. Sidebar, just like none of these kids actually live on the island. This is like an island that they go to like hang out. Like their parents, they have parents. Whatever. Anyways, Riku finds this portal of darkness and is like, hey yo, shortcut. Let's go. And Sora's like, yeah, what if we didn't though? And then Riku's kind of shrugs, and then he, okay, in my notes I say whooshes into the portal, but it's more like he kind of gets dragged under. Then Destiny Islands explodes. Kind of literally. And then Kairi also kind of just like actually whooshes through Sora, and then disappears. Told you that her personality was the girl. But also, while Destiny Islands is in the process of exploding and Kyrie's whooshing through Sora, the King Mickey Mouse sort of just leaves, and he leaves a note for Donald and Goofy to go, quote, find the Keyblade wielder. And it's kind of like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever that means. So now Goofy and Donald are tasked with finding the Keyblade wielder across all the different various worlds that exist within Kingdom Hearts 1, at least. And theoretically, like, all the worlds that exist, period. Back to Sora, though. After flying through nothingness between worlds, he finds himself in Traverse Town, a sort of refuge for inhabitants of worlds that have been consumed by darkness, aka exploded. And in Traverse Town, he meets Leon, Yuffie, Aerith, and Sid, and also technically these guys. But more importantly, Leon, when he sees Sora, is specifically like, hey yo, the Keyblade! And then he immediately tries to fight Sora with the intent to kill. Then Sora meets up with Donald and Goofy, and they form the, quote, 3.5 pints, as they refer to themselves. Just as another rule for the series, you will explicitly hear these three be referred to as Sora, Donald, Goofy in this order and only in this order.
Goofy.
Oh, we're Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
Sora, Donald, Goofy.
Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
Sora, Donald, Goofy.
And by the way, those were scenes from Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, I kid you not, it's always Sora, Donald, and Goofy. But Sora is tasked with sealing the Keyblades of various worlds to protect them from exploding to the darkness. And also in hopes of finding Riku and Kairi, accompanied by Donald and Goofy, whom he barely likes, by the way. Like, these people do not vibe with each other yet. Like, they barely tolerate each other. Like Donald and Goofy are literally only here because Mickey said so. Also another thing, in terms of like Kingdom Hearts gameplay, Donald will actually be the most useless party member. So whenever there is a chance to get rid of him, I do. But they are given 2 worlds as they are tasked with traveling throughout the worlds. Number 1, do not interfere with the world order. So this means, for example, if Anna from Frozen is meant to freeze and sacrifice herself for Elsa, I could not think of a Kingdom Hearts 1 example, Sora, Donald, and Goofy have to sit back and watch from the sidelines and maybe make comments. They cannot stop this event from happening. And 2, they are not allowed to tell the normies that there are other worlds. So it kind of goes hand in hand with the rule number 1. So this means, for example, if they visit like Simba from the Lion King, we also have to turn ourselves into various Pride Land animals to blend in with the surroundings. And given like the Kingdom Hearts 1 graphics, it is very funny. But elsewhere, while Donald and Goofy are teaming up with Sora reluctantly, Riku emerges from the dark creepy portal of darkness, a shortcut that he found way back in Destiny Islands, if you recall. And he meets Maleficent and her league of villainous evildoers maniacally uniting for frightening investments in naughtiness. And Maleficent's kind of like, hey yo, squad up Fortnite, you know? And Riku sort of shrugs and is kind of like, yeah, sure, okay. But like, in reality, he has technically 2 goals, and that is to find Sora and Kairi and to make sure that they are okay. But back to our main protagonist of Sora, they go to all of the various Disney worlds that basically really don't matter plot-wise. But you know what? This is my presentation, so I'm gonna give you my personal gripes I have with each of these worlds and maybe a highlight or 2. In Wonderland, we find out that Alice from Alice in Wonderland is a, quote, princess of heart, which is basically just someone with 0 darkness in their heart. You know, like, I think it was like, what, rule 1, rule 2 or something? You lose your heart, you become a heartless. If a princess of heart loses their heart, they do not become a heartless because they do not have any darkness in their heart. Very simple and clean rules, right? Anyway, so, but that Alice is a princess of heart is such a big hump from me, because the other princesses of heart are Snow White, Jasmine, Belle, Cinderella, and Aurora. So it kind of makes you quite a few things, because like Disney has their Disney princesses line, and like most of these guys do show up in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, but I guess now the Disney princess lineup needs to include Alice, because Princess of Heart and Kingdom Hearts. Anyways, Olympus Coliseum. By the way, Olympus Coliseum, you will be seeing Olympus Coliseum until the franchise dies. It's the Hercules world, by the way. So, you meet Cloud in Olympus Coliseum. Olympus Coliseum, gameplay-wise, it's basically just like not Battle Royale, it's just like a tournament. But, so you meet Cloud, and Cloud has teamed up with Hades, and they were also trying to kill Sora. Oh yeah, that's Hades. And just for reference, Hades is in fact in cahoots with Maleficent, so... So then we go to Deep Jungle, aka the Tarzan world, aka the worst world in all of Kingdom Hearts as a franchise, except for maybe the Frozen world. And no, it's worse than the Frozen world, and I will die on this hill. And so you know what, just to give me the space to complain here while I like sit up in my chair. One of the boss fights in Deep Jungle is Clayton from Tarzan. So during this boss fight, Clayton from Tarzan, like, he dies, or is also maybe succumbs to darkness. I can't remember. But either way, he turns into this guy, and this is actually one of the most ass fights of the game. I think it's maybe like, it's like this... it's like the second most ass fight in the game, in my opinion. And then there's also like this platforming, and the video is like not doing really hot right now, but there's this platforming section with the vines, and that's actually ass. And then there's this shit with the, like, if you fall down, you land in actually one of the most ass rooms like ever. And like it's something with the way that the programming of like the way that like Sora visually is gonna like, you think he can clear the ledge. He does not. It's Kingdom Hearts 1, y'all. Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora is not the floaty man that we see in Kingdom Hearts 3 and also Smash. Also, in case you were wondering, Clayton from Tarzan is not in cahoots with Maleficent and Hades, so R.I.P. to that guy. And now you would think that the world order goes like this, right? Because why not? False. We actually go back to Traverse Town. And it's at this point that Sora runs into Riku, who's like, he's kind of being weird in a way that I can't really describe. Like he's weird in a way that he's not weird later, and we'll get there. But Sora's like, wow, we went to 4 whole worlds to find you, and Riku's sort of like, yeah, that's cool. Later, losers. And so then Donald and Goofy are also like, hey, look, Sora's the Keyblade Master. And Riku's like, ooh, and then Donald and Goofy then say, yeah, Riku can't come along with us. Glad you found your friend, let's ditch him. So then, of course, because we know Riku has allied himself with Maleficent and Love Muffin, right? And so Riku goes back to Maleficent, and she's like really preying on that like 13, 14-year-old friendship insecurity, you know? We've all been there. And she's like, you know, like, oh, look, like Sora's moved on from you, even though it was Donald and Goofy who were the ones to say, hey, yo, let's ditch him. Let's leave that guy. I don't know. And also, you know, around this time, and I totally forgot this, by the way. I had to like go look at something after like I thought about it a good while after I finished the slideshow initially. We meet up with Merlin from, I think he's from Sword in the Stone? I don't know. Merlin! And we find out how to use summons, but we're also introduced to the Winnie the Pooh book. And the Winnie the Pooh book holds the 100 Acre Woods, a different world. And basically, it's just an interlude world with like mini games, and you have to find the pages and throughout the various worlds that you go through. It's basically another collectible, right? And yeah, like I think overall plot wise, right? Like it's no surprise that none of the Disney worlds actually matter in terms of the overarching Kingdom Hearts plot, but like the 100 Acre Woods really don't impact anything. Like I forgot about the 100 Acre Woods. Like, I forgot about it. And then I was listening to, like, the Kingdom Hearts OST, and then the 100 Acre Woods song came on, and I was like, oh yeah, the 100 Acre Woods, they are a thing. Forgot. But I mean, I guess it's cool we get to hang out with these guys. But let's be so for real. Like, the 100 Acre Woods is so unimpactful. Like, more so than, like, the Tarzan world. Anyways, back to the Disney worlds that don't matter, but matter more than the 100 Acre Woods. Our next stop, Agrabah, aka Aladdin World. And I'll be real, I get Kingdom Hearts Agrabah and Kingdom Hearts 2 Agrabah like extremely confused. But I don't know. I think we fight Jafar like twice, so yeah. And also, while we're at it, Jafar, bro, is in fact in cahoots with Hades and Maleficent, so... And then, between worlds, once we're leaving Agrabah and on to the next place, that I can't remember the name of, the Gummy Ship, which is our ship that we use to travel between worlds, the Gummy Ship gets swallowed by Monstro from Pinocchio, so I guess that's its own world now. And long story short, Pinocchio can't sit still to save his life, then he gets kidnapped by Riku. So that's fun. And also, okay, once we get out of Monstro, let me relate this to some other gaming franchise that we may be aware of. So 2D Mario levels, pre-Mario Wonder, like they're ass, right? Like we all agree that almost all 2D Mario levels are ass. Well, Atlantica from The Little Mermaid is not averse to such ass, even if it is an optional world. Atlantica is also aware that the other top three, the other two of the top three most ass fights occur because of the water mechanics. At least we look like this, and also this is what I meant by we need to blend in with the worlds when we were talking about the rules that Sora, Donald, and Riku need to follow. So yeah, we're little sea creatures now. But again, so the swimming mechanics absolutely make the first sort of cool fight against Ursula really lame, and it makes the second fight against Kaiju Ursula actually like ass. Like this is like the game, this is like the level that makes me want to rage quit every single time. I understand that Atlantica is optional, however my completionist ass can't handle that. Also, in case you were wondering on Ursula's status, she is in fact not in league with Maleficent, Jafar, and Hades, so she joins Clayton from Tarzan with being rejected from the Evil Villains Club. And next is Halloween Town from The Nightmare Before Christmas. And we look like this now. Little Halloweeny guys. And, you know, the guys in Halloween Town think that these guys, which are the Heartless, by the way, you can tell by the emblem, are just cool little guys. You know, they think they're just chill, cool little guys. So it's a little bit silly. And I'm also like 90% sure that like the Heartless are actually just like cool little guys, and then we show up, and then the Heartless starts like attacking everybody. So awkward. I really don't remember much about Halloween Town. Like, the Oogie Boogie fight was kind of ass. The Shock, Lock, and Barrel fight was also ass. Top 5 ass fights. Whatever, let's just move on to Neverland. Wait, actually, never mind, hold on. I'm actually remember that Oogie Boogie actually turns into a tree, and this is how the final boss is, and this is how like the last fight. This is actually the last fight in Halloween Town. So never mind on everything I said. This world is actually Pog. It was Pog the whole time. Anyways, Neverland, yeah. Anyways, so speaking of you know what the opposite of Pog is? Riku has Kairi's lifeless body. Hmm? Yeah, we learn how to fly indefinitely, which is not game breaking in a platformer. But back to the actual plot. Because after Neverland is Hollow Bastion, which is an original world like Destiny Islands, like Traverse Town. And the first thing we find there is Riku actively antagonizing Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Because I guess Riku kidnapped Belle? I don't know. Anyways, so when we roll up there, so once Riku has realized that we have rolled up to the party, Riku then taunts Sora, who, by the way, still has the Keyblade, and so Riku taunts Sora for being like, I don't know, lame or something, and then he says something weird. He says something along the lines of, yeah, also surprise, the Keyblade Master, that's actually me and not you, loser. So one thing to know about Keyblades in this game is that they're sort of like Harry Potter wands, and that they choose their master. And I cannot take credit for this analogy, by the way. I found this in a YouTube video, and I thought it worked well. So with that in mind, apparently back when Riku was like, nice shortcut off the island via the darkness TM, like when this all happens, right? Remember this from earlier, right? So when that happened, the Keyblade, which had originally chosen Riku, immediately got the ick and chose Sora instead. And you know what? Fair enough, me too. So the Keyblade roots over to Riku, and he basically just goes, later, losers, and he leaves. And Donald and Goofy, they say this. Hold on.
Our allegiance is with the Keyblade, not you, so...
By the way, that is like really good. This video is actually a really good overview of Kingdom Hearts up until 3, and it's great. Anyway, so now you have to adventure through Hollow Bastion with Beast from Beauty and the Beast, and your wooden sword from the beginning of the game that did no damage, if you recall. So, pro tip, just let Beast like handle all of the fighting for a hot minute. Like, you're gonna do -5 damage, I promise. So inside the castle, because Hollow Bastion is it's a castle. There's a castle. Riku and Sora fight. Although Riku is beginning, it's like I think he's like at the beginning of his edgy phase. You know, like he's not quite there yet. He still looks pretty normal, even though he's being mean and fake friend energy. So Sora defeats Riku, and he shows the strength of his heart by defeating Riku with this actually useless wooden sword. And so the Keyblade gets the ick from Riku yet again, and goes back to Sora. And the ever loyal Donald and Goofy re-ally themselves with Sora, but also the Keyblade, because again their allegiance is technically with the Keyblade, not the Keyblade wielder. Awkward. And upon losing, Riku actually becomes edgy, and he also gets like a little weird. Like he starts talking in like double voice, you know. And he goes to meet up with Maleficent, who is actively trying to open the door to Kingdom Hearts using the 7 Princesses of Hearts, which has apparently been their goal the whole time. I just didn't go over it because it wasn't that important. They were like they kidnapped Alice, like from Alice in Wonderland when we were there. I guess they already had Belle. They kidnapped Jasmine at the end of Agrabah. Like this has been happening in the background. I was just too busy complaining. I forgot to add Cinderella. Who cares? But we remember Cinderella's there. Cinderella's there in heart. Okay, but like, if you recall earlier, I only went over 6 of the 7 Princesses of Heart. So surprise, Kyrie's the 7th. But problem, if you recall from Neverland, Kyrie, she's just an empty body. She's actually an empty body. She's not dead. She's just an empty body. She got no heart, which is what they need to open Kingdom Hearts. Go figure. So in reality, they really only have 6 out of 7 keys, if you will. So that's a problem for them. Like they gotta find wherever the hell Kyrie's heart is. And as a last minute attempt to like stop Sora, buy more time, I don't know. Riku turns Maleficent into her dragon form, and after like a pretty decent boss fight by my memory, Maleficent's defeated, and then Riku mocks Maleficent for dying, and now Kingdom Hearts Love Muffin is dead and will never return, sadly. And this bit will also never return. Hi, editing me. I forgot you guys when we were doing the slideshow in real time, so I'm gonna do it now. So Kingdom Hearts Maleficent Love Muffin, right? Here's what we know them as. We got Jafar, Hades, and Maleficent, Oogie Boogie, and Captain Hook. Those 2 are also part of Evil Love Muffin, so... but yeah, now Love Muffin's dead. Back to the VOD. Also, Riku, he's now he got a new name now. Edgy Riku, he's got a new name now. He's calling himself Ansem Seeker of Darkness. You can very clear line from Riku / Edgy Riku. And also, I think I said this earlier, but I think actually now is when he gets this cool double voice whenever he talks. Like, it's giving, it's just a phase, Mom. So remember how he lost the Keyblade? Turns out, not a problem. That's a non-problem, because he's using this one now. And I have no idea what this one's called, because like all the Kingdom Hearts Keyblades have names and shit. Like I think a really famous one it was in like the Phantom Oathkeeper, right? But Sora's is called Kingdom Keeper. But yeah, we fight Riku again, and he tells us apparently that Kyrie's heart has been inside us the whole time. So remember when Kyrie went vroop through Sora's body and then disappeared? That was her heart taking refuge in Sora's heart. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. There goes her heart. After defeating Riku for the 2nd or maybe 3rd time, I don't remember. To save Kyrie, Sora aims his Keyblade at himself, unlocks his heart, his and Kyrie's heart technically, or something, and now the door to Kingdom Hearts is complete. But Kyrie has her heart back, so win some, you lose some. Sora does not have a heart, and do we perhaps may have to remember what happens when you lose your heart and you're not a princess of heart? You turn into a heartless these guys. That's correct. So now you play as this guy for a hot minute as you try to catch up with Kyrie, Donald, and Goofy, who are fleeing Hollow Bastion, and you're kind of like, guys, wait up for me. I'm Sora. I swear, look at my ID card. I look exactly like him. So we're at the ground floor. And Kyrie, Donald, and Goofy are like getting flooded with Heartless. But Kyrie's like, you know what? You know what, guys? Hard pause and everything, guys. I recognize this one specifically. And then she transforms Sora Heartless back into Sora Sora. And I believe the Wikipedia uses somehow, like I don't know, guys. But you do a very quick Traverse Town intermission, followed by a Hollow Bastion interlude, and whatever, okay? Long story short is that Sora, Donald, and Goofy, they find themselves at the end of the world, which is where all the worlds that have been swallowed up by darkness have gone. So you travel through the end of the world, which is, ironically enough, its own realm. It's its own world. And you eventually fight Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. It turns out that this guy, he was possessing Edgy Riku. When Riku turned edgy, it was actually just Ansem possessing Riku. But, you know, in true Kingdom Hearts fashion, we fight Ansem like 3 different times, and he turns into a boat in the last one. And, you know, after fighting Boat Ansem, regular Ansem, Seeker of Darkness is like, I'm gonna open the door to Kingdom Hearts. It's all darkness for real, for real. And Sora's out here like,
Supreme darkness!
You're wrong. I know now, without a doubt. Kingdom Hearts is light.
But why?
also, I just think it's so funny. I think it's so funny that the door opens and like the thing that Ansem Seeker of Darkness registers as normal to say is Supreme Darkness. Anyways, so despite the fact that the door opened to light and destroyed Ansem Seeker of Darkness, this door is actually called the Door to Darkness, ironically enough, and it also leads to a realm called Dark World, which is basically just like the darkness TM. Like, remember how we said the darkness and light had like physical realms? This is the realm of dark, okay? So the door is like, you know, ajar, and Heartless are threatening to pour out of the darkness. So Sora, Donald, and Riku try their best to close the door, but it's like a really big door, and these guys are like really small in comparison to the door. So, you know, try as they might, you know, they're kind of unable to close the door to darkness. And this is what the inside of the Door to Darkness looks like. But you know what? Guess who's on the other side of the door? Regular emo Riku. Not edgy Riku. Regular emo Riku. And, you know, he's also trying to help, you know, close the door from the inside. But, you know, he's also, like, he's, like, only slightly taller than Sora. Like, he's not that tall, right? And, you know, so, you know, try as they might, they still can't close the door. So then guess who shows up, right? Shirtless Mickey. Shirtless Mickey, because shirtless is important, by the way. We won't get there until, like, a lot of games later, but shirtless is, in fact, very important. So yeah, Shirtless Mickey shows up with the inverse of Sora's Keyblade, which looks like this, by the way. And together, they seal the door to darkness. Shirtless Mickey from the inside, Sora from the outside, and then all the worlds that have been consumed by darkness reform, and yeah, end of the story, yippee! End of the story, yippee, but, you know, now we have to go find Mickey and Riku, who are trapped in the realm of darkness. Aww. But you know what? That's what we call a story for another day. The end. Question mark.